Hey, Chelsea! You'll never guess who I saw coming out of the bargain price supermarket yesterday. You! What the hell are you doing in there?
Hi, Marcia. I regularly shop at that supermarket. What's the problem?
Seriously? You regularly shop at a bargain price supermarket? Oh no, how tragic! Are you joking?
Yes, I do.
Ew, that's so gross! Okay, really, no more joking now. Do you actually shop there all the time?
What's wrong with that?
It's not necessarily that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that... Well, take me, for example. I shop at Freshman's, the #1 luxury supermarket in America. My husband's the manager at a company he works at, so we can afford it. He makes so much money, in fact, that I'm able to be a stay-at-home housewife. Which is why my family has no links to the likes of bargain price supermarkets. Even just saying it makes me feel sick. Places like that are for commoners. We eat the finest ingredients in our household. And they come by delivery too, I might add. By the way, we're having steak and garlic mushrooms for supper tonight. Guess how much the steaks cost? Okay, I'll tell you. $500 each.
That's great. I'm pleased you're able to eat so well.
Right? It's the kind of meal someone poor enough to shop at a bargain price supermarket could only dream of eating. Don't you agree?
Does shopping at a bargain price supermarket automatically make someone poor?
Oh, do forgive my rudeness. Please, don't misunderstand me. It's not like I'm laughing at you and your husband for being a low-income family. Low-income families like you are the backbone of America. Who would work the menial jobs like delivering my steaks if not for good, hard-working poor folk like you? Oh, I'm so sorry, Chelsea. I wasn't trying to be malicious. Oh, the schools are always trying to drill it into us with flyers and emails. Don't you pay any attention? You know, how important a proper diet is for a child's development. If you keep feeding your kids such rubbish, they might grow up to be poor like you. I just wanted to give you a little reminder. I was only thinking of your little ones, really. I hope you understand.
Marcia, I have to go back to work now, so bye.
Oh dear. People who work decent, respectable jobs are getting ready to go home right now. I get it. You have to work overtime to compensate for your husband's pitiful salary.
My client had some circumstances to deal with, and this was the earliest they could schedule today's meeting.
Right. I'm very kind to poor people, you know. So kind, in fact, that I'm willing to go along with that imaginative little story of yours, if that makes you feel a little better.
Goodbye.
Good luck supplementing the finances. I'm rooting for you, sweetie. Dearie me. Chelsea, is everything okay?
What do you mean?
I just saw you coming out of the fanciest burger joint in New York!
Oh, right. Yeah, that was me. I have a reservation there for 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, so I stopped by to say hello to all the staff beforehand since I was in the area anyway.
A reservation? Oh no, this is just tragic! You don't know, do you? That's a luxury burger joint! Politicians and CEOs eat there, you silly girl! This isn't some cheap fast food joint we're talking about! Those are elite burgers for elite people! Do you have any idea how expensive it is? Even just a regular hamburger is worth $1,000! A single patty probably costs more than your monthly salary!
I know the prices. I eat there every year.
What? Every year? Chelsea, darling, you do know that you don't have to try to show off in front of me, right? I accepted you for who you are. You may be from a low-income family, but you are still my friend. And I have a duty as your friend to be honest with you. Let's face it, you shop at a bargain-price supermarket. It's not really suitable for you to be eating at a fancy burger joint like that, is it? You don't have to prove anything to anyone, you know.
I'm not trying to prove anything.
If you go through with this, you're not going to be able to afford anything except the sauce collection. Maybe a slice of lettuce or a couple of fries if you're lucky.
It's fine, you don't need to worry about me. I can afford to eat from the regular menu.
Don't be so unreasonable! Oh no, you're not, are you? Surely you don't plan on eating and running off without paying?
What?
You can't do that! I won't allow you to! It's my duty as your friend to stop you going down that path of evil. This might not be a pleasant conversation to have, but someone's gotta tell you.
The path of evil? Isn't that a bit dramatic? You're starting to creep me out now.
There's nothing else for it! I'll take your reservation.
You'll have to do what now?
Listen, here's the thing. I actually tried to book a reservation for tomorrow myself, but I was told that they were fully booked. Then, at the perfect timing, as if it was fate, you tell me you had a reservation just around the time I was planning to go. How does this sound? To save you the financial damage, the shame, and the embarrassment of going to a restaurant you couldn't afford to eat at in a million years, I'll go with my family instead. 2 birds, 1 stone.
It's fine, really.
It's not fine! Surely you don't plan on throwing my kindness back in my face!
Kindness, from my perspective? It just feels like you're trying to steal my reservation.
Steal? How could you say something so awful?
How could it be anything else when you're being so persistent despite me saying no?
Fine! You've had your chance, Missy. I'm done mincing my words with you. That high-class burger restaurant, it is not the kind of establishment a peasant like yourself can afford to eat at. It's for celebrities, politicians, and CEOs. It's for people from the upper echelons of society. The chosen ones like myself. I suggest you give up if you don't want to end up severely embarrassed. And give me your reservation while you're at it.
No.
Excuse me?
I told you, I eat at that restaurant every year. There's a reason for that. Tomorrow is a special day. There's no way I'm gonna let you have my reservation.
How dare you! You're giving me the reservation, and that's final! 1 phone call to the restaurant from me would be all it takes to have you banned for life.
Something tells me you can't do that.
Oh, yes, I can. I can do whatever I want to. I have money. You dare defy me? I'll come down on you with the rage of 1,000 suns, you miserable little wretch. I have connections. I know people. Chelsea, you went inside the restaurant, didn't you? What on earth are you playing at?
Oh, hi, Marcia.
The time for hi has passed. I had your reservation switched over to my name. What are you doing in there? The restaurant's reputation will be irreparably damaged if people find a lowly peasant like you went inside. You'll make an upholstery smell. Hurry up and get out now. Did you go in pretending to be me?
No, I most definitely didn't. I got a phone call from the restaurant asking for confirmation regarding your call about the name change on the reservation. Naturally, I told them it wasn't me and that I didn't want to change my booking. So, here I am, in the seat I booked, just as planned.
What? There is no way for someone from a low-income family to be behaving! Have you no self-awareness? This defies all common sense and decency. Hurry up and get outside!
You want to come in so badly? Why don't you just sit at the bar in the hopes that a table becomes available?
Excuse me? Me sit at the bar? I feel nauseous.
Apparently you can come in without a reservation if you sit at the bar.
That's not the point. You shouldn't be in there. You're poor, your family are poor, your children will be poor, and your filthy peasant aura is going to upset the clientele if you stay even a moment longer. How many times do I have to repeat myself? There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who can afford to eat at luxury restaurants, and those who can't. It's plain as day which category you fall into, so get out!
I don't remember hearing any rules like that.
It's an unspoken understanding.
Good grief. To think you can't even comprehend something as simple as that. This is why you're poor. Hurry up and get out! I'll be having your table.
So, I hate to change the subject, but your husband's dining with us as part of our group today.
Huh?
I know you mentioned something yesterday about coming with your family, but if your husband's in here with us, who's the guy you're with right now?
I don't know what you mean.
I can see you out the window. Who's that guy gently caressing your leg? You seem to be really familiar with one another. I can see you really clearly. I'm 100% sure it's you.
My husband's in there?
Yup, he's here.
Why? More importantly, why the hell are you eating with my husband? Anyway, you made a mistake. I'm not doing anything, yes. Don't mind him. He's just a friend. You see, he stumbled and his hand slipped.
Oh dear, you seem to be in quite the panic. Are you okay?
What's going on? Nothing makes sense anymore. Hello? Chelsea? I need to speak with you, please.
Hi, Marcia, what is it?
Why didn't you tell me that my husband is an employee at the company you're CEO of? You didn't go to the fancy burger joint to eat with your family, but for the anniversary celebration dinner of your company's foundation. Oh, I had no idea.
I did kind of get the impression you didn't know.
Of course I didn't. Why didn't you tell me?
It was only today that I found out your husband is one of the managers at my company. I also didn't particularly feel the need to let you know I was a CEO. I mean, it's not like we're that close, is it?
Huh?
Besides, I like keeping my work and private life separate. I only know you through nursery. We only see each other outside the gate sometimes while waiting for the kids to get out. There was no way I was going to tell you about my job unless you specifically asked me. Even if I did, I certainly wouldn't start bragging about my position. My job isn't some tool to be used to feel superior to others.
Oh my god. But why would you shop at a bargain price supermarket if you're filthy rich?
Well, that supermarket has a really good reputation for sourcing fresh, quality ingredients at low prices, which really appeals to me.
What?
Quality ingredients at discount prices. What's not to like? That's our family's policy on food, and I plan on instilling the same values in my kids.
Wait, have you been looking down your nose at me this whole time?
Not at all. I just don't have the time or energy to engage in pointless egotistical disputes over social status. Anyway, don't you have something more important than messaging me to be worrying about right now?
Huh?
Your husband knows, you know, about the affair.
What have you done? This would have never happened if you just gave me a reservation when I asked!
Even if you got the reservation, do you think you'd have been able to afford the bill?
What? My family has money. Of course I'd be able to pay.
In any case, you should probably be thankful you're not being charged for 40 people's meals.
40 people?
If your attempt at stealing the reservation had succeeded, you would have owed $7,500.
7,500?
Today is the anniversary celebration of the founding of the company, and being that we're fairly large, it was obviously going to be a big event with a sizable budget. You wouldn't have been able to rely on your husband's money, though. What with him being dead set on divorcing you now, would you? Apparently he's going to demand compensation, too.
He'd never divorce me.
Is that so? Actually, you know what? Your divorce is none of my business, so I'm gonna leave it there. Good luck to you both. Marcia's confidence in the safety of her marriage was misplaced, and her husband did indeed divorce her. With that, she had no choice but to go and live with her parents. Custody of the kids was handed to her husband due to his stable financials. Marcia's lover was, believe it or not, a college student. It turns out the reason she was so frantically trying to steal my reservation was because it was her boyfriend's birthday. And because she was so desperate to make him like her, she regularly splashed out on lavish restaurants and presents using her husband's money, and even going into debt on top of that. Even more tragically, she had him convinced she was a single CEO. He yelled at her with, what was that cringy line of hers? The rage of 1,000 suns, before breaking up and leaving her crying in the street. She was disowned by her parents, who were just as furious. Between the compensation and child support payments she was ordered to pay in divorce court, on top of the crippling debt repayments, she didn't have a chance of sustaining her expensive lifestyle, and her delusions of being a high-rolling celebrity disappeared with all of her money. I hear she works 3 jobs now. That's gotta be tough.
Karen! Tell me where you are. Huh?
Ugh, what do you want, Mikey? I'm at home working, obviously. Where else would I be? I did make it clear you weren't to message me while I'm at work, didn't I? Would you stop this?
You told me remote work wasn't possible in your line of work.
Huh?
You said it wasn't possible to work from home due to the nature of the work you do. I remember it clearly.
Where is all this coming from all of a sudden?
You still don't get it, do you? I know everything, Karen. I'm fully aware you're in our bedroom getting it on with a guy called Chad right now, huh?
Huh?
I wanted to catch you red-handed, so I hatched a little plan. I called both of our parents. Now, all 5 of us are outside and we're about to charge in.
What? No, don't do it! You'll interrupt my work! Gah!
I just handed in the divorce papers. It won't be long now. Once the divorce is finalized, I'll be taking full custody of Elena. This chat will remain in place as a place for us to discuss things relating to our daughter. I'll be renaming it Elena's Parents, and we'll be using it instead of blocking each other. Given that I'm her guardian now, you need to respect her will, so do not under any circumstance attempt to meet her unless she gives you permission.
I'm pleased we're finally divorcing. This has been a long time coming. But I am still Elena's mother, you know. Why do I have to accept you stealing her away from me? I gave birth to her. This isn't fair.
She's still traumatized over what you did. She hates you. If you genuinely love her and genuinely care about her feelings, you need to keep your distance until she says otherwise.
Oh my god. My parents disowned me, Chad broke up with me. I have nothing now. Nothing and nobody in the world who cares about me. What am I supposed to do?
That's not my problem. Maybe you can use this alone time as an opportunity to reflect on how things ended up like this. Goodbye.
Hey, Dad! Are you already on the train home now? Thanks so much for helping me move today. I couldn't have done it without you.
Don't mention it, Elena.
I mean, I will be moving again at the end of May, but I suppose I may as well make the most of my time here.
Right. We regret to inform you we are unable to provide you with a room that meets your wishes during your desired time frame. That's what the real estate guy said, right? I can't believe they mistyped your search criteria. I thought they had systems in place to prevent that kind of thing. Did they say they'd have something available for you at the end of May?
I know, right? I couldn't believe it either. Yeah, they did. It meets all my criteria, but the move-in date was way off, so now I've got to wait 3 months. They really dropped the ball on this one. I feel so lucky Carla's letting me temporarily use her apartment. I know I've already thanked her about 700 times, but can you tell her how grateful I am again?
She's a real darling, huh? Don't worry about it, I'll let her know.
Thanks. She's great. How did you manage to bag yourself such an amazing woman, Pops? When are you guys gonna tie the knot? You deserve to be happy, you know.
Thanks, honey, that's sweet of you to say. I'm not sure, maybe a little longer? I don't want to rush things. Besides, we only just set up our company and we're busier than we thought humanly possible. The long-term vision is to have a company branch in every state on the East Coast.
Wow, you're reaching for the sky, huh? That's my Pops.
I have this surreal feeling of time passing faster than usual lately. I can't believe how much our lives have changed over the last few years. I can't believe you're living on your own as a student in New York now. It seems like only 5 minutes ago you were that mischievous little girl pulling those devilish pranks on me. Not only are you a whole plane journey's distance from our hometown, but this is your first time living totally on your own. I want you to know that you can talk to me whenever you want, about anything.
I know, Dad. That means a lot. Thanks. Dad!
Huh? Elena, what's wrong? How come you're messaging me at this hour?
Were you sleeping? I'm really sorry if I woke you.
You're not struggling with living on your own, are you? It's okay, sweetie, you're never really on your own, because I'll always be here. You can talk to me about anything, whenever you want, and you can come home whenever you want, too.
Dad, help!
What's wrong?
Mom's coming.
What?
Please, this is bad. Listen! I was supposed to be staying at my new friend from college's house tonight. We get on like a house on fire, and she invited me over yesterday. But she got a sudden phone call saying her grandma in New Jersey died today, so she had to go back to be with her family immediately. Obviously, the sleepover is canceled, but she was kind enough to drive me back to my apartment before she headed for the airport. Just as we were pulling up, and I was getting ready to get out of the car, I spotted some middle-aged woman standing outside the front entrance, ringing my doorbell over and over again. That woman was Mom.
Well, what happened next? Did you speak to her?
No, I'm still not ready to do that. Even just the thought of her makes me feel ill. I asked my friends to take me to the nearby internet cafe by the station instead, and that's where I am now.
Call the police!
I'm holding off for now. Don't get me wrong, I will if I have to, but that's more a worst-case scenario type thing.
Why? I hope you're not holding back just because she's your mother.
It's not that, it's the guy she was with.
What, she was with a guy?
How to put this? He looked like the kind of guy who might be involved in some shady activities, like a gang member or something. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but the fact he was with someone like Mom, the way he was dressed, and the big scar he had on his face, I just had to get out of there. You know what else terrifies me? I never even told her my new address, and yet there she is with some creepy guy on my doorstep in the middle of the night, before I've even lived there a month. I did think about calling the police, but I was worried about what might happen to me afterwards if they got told off and found out I called the cops on them. I thought they might hurt me.
Alright, I understand. Everything's gonna be okay. I want you to know that. Can you wait a little longer at the internet cafe for me, Elena? You're not to go back to your apartment until I say so, okay? Sit tight, sweetie. I'll handle this.
Got it. I'll sit tight. Thanks, Dad.
Hey, Karen! What the heck do you think you're doing? Are you still outside my friend's apartment?
Huh? Oh, Mikey. Your friend's apartment? I don't have the slightest clue what you're talking about. Elena's staying in room 202, isn't she? This is my daughter's room. My daughter, who came to live in New York on her own.
Wrong, that's my fiance's room.
What? Your fiancé?
We've been dating for the last 3 years. She spends 6 months of every year on business in New York. She's pretty high up at her company and is expected to attend a lot of important meetings. She figured it would be more economical to get an apartment than pay for a hotel every time, so she rents it as a kind of second home for whenever she's over there on business.
Huh?
I got a panicked message from Elena in the middle of the night, saying she couldn't go home because there was a strange woman outside her apartment calling her name and ringing the doorbell nonstop.
Huh? Wait, that doesn't make sense. I saw Elena coming in here before. You can't fool me.
That's because Elena and my fiancé know each other. They're so close, they're basically family. Do you not think it's more likely that she just has a spare key to the place?
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now?
When I heard you'd shown up out of the blue, I told her to get away and stay away until we could be sure you'd left.
What? Why? I need to see my daughter. Do you have any idea how difficult this makes things for me?
Why does it?
Because Elena is supposed to be looking after me from now on.
Excuse me?
The reason she came to work and live on her own in New York was because she knew I was here, right? She's always so sweet and thoughtful. I thought it was only natural we'd live together in that case. I mean, it doesn't make sense to rent 2 apartments when we're so close by, does it?
What kind of mental gymnastics did you have to pull to reach that conclusion? It'd be impressive if it wasn't so disturbing. Besides, Elena isn't even working yet.
Huh? She isn't?
But seriously, even if she did go to New York to find work, do you actually think she'd want anything to do with you after what you did to us? You betrayed your family, Karen!
Oh my god!
I take it you've snapped out of your delusions now. Hurry up and get as far away from that apartment as possible and never go back! I'm gonna have no choice but to call the cops if you refuse.
Come on, Mikey, that's a bit overly dramatic, don't you think? Besides, I'm already inside.
What? Did you break into my fiancé's freaking apartment?
What was I supposed to do? It was cold outside. I didn't think there'd be a problem with me moving in, what with my daughter living here and all.
Moving in? Are you insane? Wait, wasn't the door locked?
Well...
No way. Let me guess, you had that slimebo Chad teach you how to pick locks, didn't you? I know all about his criminal record and his ties to the mafia. He has previous for breaking and entering, doesn't he? Am I right? I'm right, aren't I?
Well...
The landlord told us there are several surveillance cameras set up around the apartment block, and the front door is visible on more than a few of them. You can lie as much as you like, but you'll never get away with this! If you did break in, you're on camera.
Seriously?
I have no choice but to call the police.
No, wait. Please, just wait. Let's not do anything drastic here. Let's become reasonable adults. Ugh! I only did it because I thought it was Elena's room. Anyway, all I did was come to visit my daughter. What's wrong with that? Visiting your daughter isn't a crime.
I have a sneaking suspicion it is a crime, if it involves picking a lock and breaking into someone's apartment. And you don't get a get-out-of-jail-free card just because you didn't think something was against the law.
But, Mikey...
Blatant criminal activity aside, the real problem here is that Elena still hasn't given you permission to meet her, has she?
Huh?
I've taken a neutral stance and always been willing to respect her will since the beginning. I thought maybe she might be ready to meet you one day, but far from it. She says she hates you and never wants to see you again. That means you need to go away and stay away forever. Stop upsetting her, you poisonous woman! You've already done enough damage.
But I'm her mother. She's my daughter.
You lost any right to call yourself a mother when you betrayed us. When you chose to follow your base desires over your family. You'll never meet her as long as she doesn't want to meet you. Got it?
Oh my god. But what are we supposed to do now?
We?
My boyfriend! We just sold his apartment because we thought we'd be living with Elena from now on. We have nowhere else to go.
You did what?
My boyfriend, Tyrone. He may have struggled to hold down a job in the past, but he stopped selling crack recently and he's trying to turn his life around. He was so excited about our new home.
Your boyfriend sells crack?
Sold, Mikey, sold. Past tense. He's a good man with a good heart, I swear. This apartment was a lifeline for him. What are we supposed to do now? Wait, what's that? I can hear police sirens outside. What the hell? Are they here for the neighbors?
The landlord must have checked the surveillance footage. He probably called the cops on you.
What?
Yep, I sent him a message. I'm sorry to bug you in the middle of the night like this, but I think my ex-wife might have just broken into one of your properties. Please don't hesitate to call the cops.
What gives you the right to do that?
What gives you the right to break into my fiance's apartment? Breaking and entering is a crime, and crime is illegal! You're a criminal, and so is your boyfriend! Are you seriously gonna claim picking a lock and breaking into someone else's property isn't a crime? You don't have a leg to stand on! Of course the cops were gonna come! How else could this have possibly ended?
It was supposed to end happily ever after. This can't be happening.
Good morning, Elena. How you doing, sweetie? I know Carla already messaged you, but just to confirm, your mom got taken away by the police last night, so it's safe to go back to the apartment. There's nothing to worry about, at least for now.
Got it. Thanks, Dad.
Even still, you must be pretty anxious about going back there all on your own.
Well, to tell the truth, yes. Carla's been super kind by letting me stay here, and I'm grateful for that. Really, I am. But the real estate people say they'll have my room ready in about 2 weeks. I was wondering if there's anywhere I might be able to stay until then, just in case?
About that. Carla has a 3-week business trip in New York scheduled to start tomorrow. But she decided to advance her plans and is on the plane as we speak. She'll be landing at JFK soon, and will be with you by this evening.
Really?
Even still, it's probably best you stay away from the apartment for now. She suggested you both stay at a business hotel until you can move into your new place. What do you think?
I think I like the sound of it. Wow, Carla's the best. I love her.
Great. I'll message her with the news.
Thank you. I'm starting to think she's actually a goddess. I want her to be my mom.
She'll be overjoyed to hear that, sweetie.
Really?
Anyway, Carla will be landing at JFK within the next 10 minutes. So how about you two discuss the plan for New York over text while she makes her way to the apartment on the train?
Okay, I'll message her now. Thanks a bunch, Dad.
Just as expected, my ex-wife's new boyfriend was the kind of person it's best not to associate with. I can't help but wonder what the hell must be wrong with her to keep picking guys like that, but it'll probably remain a mystery forever. Anyway, as you saw, the pair of them were arrested after being caught red-handed breaking and entering in the middle of the night. It turns out her and Tyrone, the reformed crack dealer, were both serving a suspended sentence for a previous crime, and they'll be spending a lot of time behind bars real soon. I feel like I dodged a lethal bullet in divorcing her, and I count my lucky stars every day. Not long after the events of today's saga, me and Carla permanently moved our company HQ to New York, where we also now live. Elena still lives on her own, and we want to respect her independence, but we're within walking distance now, and she can come home and hang out with us whenever she feels like it. Oh yeah, guess what? Me and Carla are tying the knot soon. Ever since that day, Elena's been calling her mom, which put the biggest smile on her face. I'm looking forward to the rest of my life with my new family, and I've never been more optimistic about the future. Here's to us!